It's whatever's clever. We here.
Word.
We here.
Mm-hmm.
Ringside things.
Yeah, we
Brothers
back
eating
in.
dinner right now. You know what I mean?
Nah, me.
Good, healthy
Yes, sir.
pasta bowl.
What you grubbing down on over there, bro?
I'm eating a egg noodle scampi, shrimp scampi bowl with honestly fried egg, a lot of healthy stuff from this place called Honey Grow in Brooklyn.
Yeah,
Man,
word.
Sounds legit.
Man, that sounds exotic. Everything you
it's
just
really
said.
healthy. It's actually more healthy than I thought because I'm still hungry.
Yo,
Yeah, well, that's how it be though.
Right?
That's
You
how
eat
it
that
be.
that's very funny.
when you eat the healthy shit, you dead ass just be like, damn,
Yo,
Nah,
where's the rest?
where's the rest? Like I've been fighting this whole plate and I'm ready to just like trying to find out the next meal while we potting. I'm like, damn.
Yo, what's gonna end up happening is you eat the healthy, and then you're still hungry, and then you end up getting the shit anyway. It's like, yo, let me just go
Yeah.
get that. Let me go get that 8-pack of White Castle from the freezer real quick.
Let me get the burger ordered up.
Word, and then spend the rest of the night on the toilet.
Oh man.
Little murder burger never
yo,
hurt anybody.
Man, listen, I never had that. I've never had that issue. Like I'm immune to White Castle.
Yeah, ditto.
Ron
White
said
Castle. I grew up on them shits, bro.
Yeah, word. We grew up on the frozen joints in the fridge, and then just actually going to the spot. So it's like
White Castle breakfast is fake valid.
White Castle breakfast guy.
Yeah.
Yo,
I'm talking
what
about-
do they?
You
What do
never
they
had-
have for breakfast?
They have,
Everything.
they had
Word.
like
I've never had.
you
that
never had.
breakfast.
Oh, word.
Nah.
You never knew that. I've had it. I've had it a few times. It's not bad. Like
You got all day breakfast.
yeah, it's all
I've
day.
never had their breakfast.
Oh no,
Yo,
breakfast is not bad.
are y'all onion ring or chicken ring?
Chicken ring.
Onion ring.
Word.
Chickens don't make rings.
I'm down.
Well,
I was
fuck.
never into onion rings like that.
I'm super on the onion rings, bro.
See that it's the
The jalapeno burgers, like the jalapeno cheese,
I can't do the jalapeno cheese, man.
A little too much. They
jalapeno
breakfast,
cheese, onion rings, vanilla milkshake, bro. I'm going straight bubble guts with it.
God damn.
You want a breakfast sandwich at midnight? White Castle.
Yo, Taco Bell's breakfast is solid too.
I skip Taco Bell's breakfast.
They just they just introduced that, right? Or they,
Nah, it's been out for a minute. It's been out for a few
Okay.
years. But like low key, like their breakfast crunch wrap is solid.
Is it?
Solid.
I was just looking at a commercial for that. I was like, do look kind of good.
I was skeptical and then I got hooked on them shits for a little bit. I was pudgy.
Nigga was at the drive through like, yo, let me get that quesadilla egg burger.
It's like, yo, let me just get let
Uh,
me get 3 of those, please.
Nah, what hits is those cinnamon bun
Cinnamon
mini-
twist.
No, not the cinnamon twist. The little cinnamon minis. Little,
Oh, yeah. Nah, those
oh
are
my
OD.
God.
And you know what they do? They put them in like, yo, you can either get 3 or like 40.
Yeah,
Like there's no
exactly.
regular size. It's just like, there's no regular portion of them shits. It's like, yo, you can either get 3 of these shits or you get a bag.
Right.
It's like, dog, I don't
Yeah.
want that many. Then you end up getting a bag, and like halfway through, you mad at yourself, like, yo, this is nasty.
Yeah,
But it's really good. Though.
Nah, it's really damn good.
They know what they doing, bro.
Hey, listen, man, just running the treadmill after that.
It's coke in that shit, bro.
That's funny.
Real frog eyes.
Yo, you good over there, man?
Man, still hungry. Ribs touching.
Starving, son.
Nah, you about to go to White Castle right now.
Bro, I cleaned
Ribs
the
is
plate.
touching.
I'm still hungry. I'm about to make a call right now. Like, yo, I need another meal scheme.
All right, while everybody out there, we're going to do things in a little bit of a different order. We got 3 of the 4. Boog might tap in a little bit, but he's outside on assignment. So let's do things in a little bit of a different order. Chad's going to get his food together. We're going to hit the intro, then we're going to come back with the survey.
Mm,
Know what I mean? So
yes, sir.
we here. It's Ringside Club Things. You heard? This is a disclaimer. We're not journalists. We're not reporters. We're not insiders. We don't work with or for any pro wrestling companies. We're not pro wrestlers, nor have we ever been. We are not backstage at pro wrestling shows, nor are we getting any dirt from anybody backstage at pro wrestling shows. We watch pro wrestling shows, and then we talk about them, because we're pro wrestling fans. And chances are, if you're watching or listening to this show, so are you. And by the way, Tony doesn't know you. Vince doesn't know you. Hunter doesn't know you. Hunter's name isn't even Hunter. It's fucking Paul. Get a grip. Watch your mouth. This is the Ringside Club.
Peace to the gods, the Ringside Club hard. My name is A.O. Say you're the Ron the Don. Blame Boogie while you at it, blame Chad Law. K-Fabe is dead, break the fourth wall. Whatever style, whether it's lucha or strong style. Come through the venue, fly, burn the bar down. Back to the pad, chop it up for the par. Ringside Club, intro to the squad as the show starts.
Yes, sir. Peace, peace,
Yes,
peace, peace,
sir.
peace. Peace to the guys, of course. Peace to the earths. Peace to you and yours, ladies, gentlemen, dogs, cats, chickens, ducks, skeeks, skags, and scallywags. You tune back
All
in.
that and all that.
Get turned and burnt.
Nah, man, tune back into those guys, man. It's the Ringside Club, the mightiest of the mighty, the RSC. And we're here.
As
3 of the
usual.
4. Peace to Bug. Once again, out on assignment. He might tap in a little bit later on. But we're here in the building, man. What's good, fellas? How we feeling? How we feeling? How we feeling? How we feeling?
It's been a good week, man. It's been a very good week. You know, we had those wrestling girls event last week.
Oh,
Team
absolutely.
Link Up. That was fun, man.
Absolutely.
Word.
Seen a lot of familiar faces, a lot of people we always, be engaging with on social media. So it's nice to see everybody in person. You know what I'm saying? For the change. That was cool. That was real cool. Fuck with that. You know what I mean? Shout out to those wrestling girls. 4 or 5 year anniversary?
5 years.
It's 5 year.
5 years for the ladies.
Looking to get to that mark, you know what I mean? Looking to get on that level as well, too. So salute to those ladies. They killed it, you know what I'm saying? Great function. You know, the Ringside Club was definitely in the building. Y'all see the proof was in the photos, you know what I mean? We was on Deckington. The guys was outside. We not just an internet pod, you know what I mean? We actually in the field. You feel me?
Let me see if I could. I'm gonna pull a couple of
Absolutely.
them photos up while y'all talking.
There's a couple of people that, a couple of familiar faces that we ran into that night, you know what I mean? Shout out to that boy Justin, you know what I mean? Yeah, homie over there on that side, you know, those wrestling girls as well. He's a good follow over there.
Shout out to Victor Perry, man.
Victor
It was
Perry.
dope
The
meeting
legend,
for the first
the
time
legend.
in person, instead of him just going back and, talking to him online. It was a
Yo, when I
pleasure to meet
posted that shit,
gentleman.
mad mutual people hit me like, yo, you know this guy? Like in the Brooklyn area, like, you know what I mean? So I was like, oh, okay. Like, he actually is like active outside the wrestling community. Obviously went to school with kids, so it's like, that's a whole different lane right there. But look at that man right there as well too. You know what I mean? The Colton show. It was quite a few people that was good. That was good to see. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, there you go.
Here we go.
Gang.
We was in there. Peace to PR.
Some beautiful belts
course,
in that picture too.
Peace to
man.
Krista B. Yeah, exactly. There's a couple of shots. Look at this. That's amazing
Gorgeous.
work. Peace to everybody over
Gorgeous
at
belt, man.
between the wrestling realm and those wrestling girls, the people, aside from Krista B and PR that are part of those teams, they all tripped in and collaborated on that design for that belt, which is based after that UK title, the NXT UK title.
Yep.
And they did an amazing job on these titles, man.
Yeah.
Nah, they smoked that.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Salute to them for creating that. It took them a little while to get it done. I think they started back in March.
Yeah, March,
organize-
April, getting it together. But yeah, a lot of good faces in there. Peace to Brian H. Waters, he was in there. There go Justin right there. He's part of that crew.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? So like there was a lot of good faces in there. So like Jobber Tears were in there. Black Wrestling was represented in there. Peace to Brother Fam. And here's us with the good sir.
Yes,
The
sir.
good sir. Mr. Perry.
Beautiful nightmares. Dope to see everybody in person instead of seeing everybody online. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was nice. That
Yeah, it
was
was
that was
cool.
very nice. I enjoyed that.
Cool to step out, man. You know, shit, definitely got. Hopefully, something like this will happen again soon. You know.
Yeah, I mean, if nothing else, you already know those. Like anytime they do an anniversary event, we in the building. We there to support. You know what I mean? This was our second time sponsoring that. Second time being in the building for that. And it's cool, man. Just to have that community, you know, the socially adjusted wrestling fan. You know what I mean? To be in the building at one time and just to have a good time and show some love and shit. And that was cool. That was cool. Good vibes. Good vibes. Good vibes. Looking forward to doing it again soon. I mean,
Absolutely.
Shout out to those wrestling girls, Miss Krista B, Queen PR. Great time, man. I definitely fucked with it. It's been a pretty quiet week of wrestling news for the most part.
Yeah.
not if you're Billy Corgan.
I thought we were gonna get away with not talking about my pseudo for love NWA.
Holy moly,
Is that a
guacamole.
record? Is that a record? That's got to be a record.
Yo, he fumbled before a single commercial was aired, messed the TV deal up. Now I don't know, like
Wow.
I don't know what was and wasn't confirmed as far as
Part of me doesn't
NWA's.
believe there was even a TV deal.
That's what I'm thinking. Also, I don't think.
It was
I
just
think
capital.
he said that we were doing some kind of business. It was almost like Court Bauer levels of cap. It's almost Court Bauer levels of cap.
So too.
You know what I mean? But we're doing a deal with a top 10 TV network, blah, blah, blah. I heard people saying that this was really just a deal on the CW app and not necessarily their TV show. But regardless, a lot of times perception is reality. So this looks like they fumbled the bag by doing a Coke angle on a pay-per-view for no reason.
You know,
It
the
was-
common person is just like, and I really seen it. The common person like heard that shit and was like, did that really happen? I was just like, the common WWE fan heard that from me. And I was just like, yeah, it really happened. And they were just like, oh, this is pro wrestling. Like, there's no way they're really just doing coke. Like, do you believe they were doing? I was like, I don't know what to believe. But the fact
I don't know
that,
what to believe, bro.
I don't know what to believe, but the fact that it was on the table is just like, hey, I don't think this is passing in NXT. I think Tony Khan will draw the line somewhere.
It's like, yo, guys, we actually can't do hard drugs on TV. How about that?
Like,
Like
someone
maybe
in a
we
dope
shouldn't do that.
If that led to a dope fiend gimmick in the NWA, where it was like
Jesus
the major heel was a very big was Father James Mitchell being the dope lord. He's the Godfather, and he
Man,
supplies
listen.
all the dope through the NWA, and he's got people that he's got. Yo, honestly, that might actually draw. Damn, that's kind of
Dog. Look, I understand wanting to have your product stand out a little bit. Let's do something different. Let's be
literally
different.
literally.
But
But they literally
I think
tried to
that's-
He
stand
made the
out.
product stand out.
yo, in the words of the great Noriega, you gotta relax. You gotta relax.
Yo, the NWA torch, man, they really lost the deal. I can't believe they lost the deal.
But now we have NXT moving to the CW in 2024, October 2024, back on network. OUPN vibes. We'll see what that looks like, man.
Yo,
I read a little bit today that says they were even having discussions about possibly taking NXT back out on the road. So you'll see like not different sets, so to speak, but at least bigger crowds and different audiences. So we'll see.
but I always
That
feel
we
like
will.
it's always a thing that when somebody fumbles the ball, WWE's there to pick it right up and dunk that shit.
One of the philosophies that I live by, where there is chaos, there is opportunity, bro.
Uh-huh.
I mean,
Absolutely.
and that was chaos. Let's do coke on
NWA
TV.
will
All right,
not-
bro.
The NWA should be all right though. They're gonna be all right, man.
I don't think there's anything to lose, so of course they're gonna be all right as long as Billy Corgan feels like paying for that shit. They'll be fine.
I cared to read the mission statement that I cared to read the mission statement that EC3 put out.
What did he say?
It was him defending everything that's going on about the rumors of the backstage people not being satisfied and Billy doing things, and it honestly just read like, wow, he's doing world champion duties right now of caping for the company. So it's like it's what Nick Aldis did at the time. So it's like, okay, you know what I mean? I dig it. I see what he's got to do as the world champion, but yo, it's tough for the NWA, man. Like it's gonna be real tough with TNA coming back because they already don't get enough exposure. So it's like them and MLW will be hand in hand with fucking being in an abyss for 2024. And speaking of MLW, Alexander Hammerstone still ain't getting released no time soon.
I was about to say, but like there's those talks about who is and isn't trying to be released from MLW. So I don't know how happy everybody is over there either. You know,
he's not getting released though. You don't sign think he is either. Sign and then like Reneg.
He signed like a 5-6 year deal, didn't he?
I remember when the news signed that he signed over, and I was just like, oh my God, this guy is done. Like, I had a feeling, I was like, he's cooked. There's only so much more you can do when you are the 658-day reigning world heavyweight champion. You know what I'm saying? There's only so much more.
Can't go anywhere.
So how do you sign a 5-year extension in the height of this in a fucking fledgling company like MLW? Like,
bad business,
MJF
bro.
saw the writing on the wall and got the fuck out of there.
Early.
Richard Holiday.
Skinny MJF.
Yeah. Like fucking Dynasty MJF. You know what I'm saying? Feuding with the fucking major dope fiend himself, Teddy Hart. It's like, yo, shit is crazy. I remember we was there.
Oh, young Teddy.
I was definitely at MLW at the Roseland Ballroom watching the Hearts and the Dynasties have a feud. Like, I remember that shit. Hammerstone really was on the cusp of something.
Yeah.
They accentuated it. He hasn't been used in over 100 days.
He was the muscle at that point. This was back when Contra was a thing.
Yo, Contra.
You know, Jacob Fatu and Contra and all that.
Never heard that name in a minute. Jesus.
Damn.
Swerve. Remember Swerve was in MLW for a little bit. I think he was their champ, if I'm not mistaken.
World champion. He feuded with Tom Lawler. He's had a run.
Yeah, Filthy Tom. That's where I remember seeing Filthy Tom first. To give MLW credit, there are a lot of people that are doing notable things right now. And the first place that I saw them was MLW.
MLW, yes, because they are polished. MJF
and NWA for that matter. Like when they were doing their Power on YouTube vibes. Between those two, there were a lot of fresh faces.
LA Knight, Nick, like the list goes on between the parallels between both of them having bright upstarts. But it's just a matter of Ricky Starks. It's just a matter of knowing like there's more to this than MLW. Jacob Fatu is somebody that, like, if they said, yo, only one person get released right now, I'd say, yo, bring Jacob Fatu in somewhere, anywhere. But because of the legalities, you know, that probably ain't going to happen. You know, it is what it is. But Hammerstone got potential. Him and I are the same age. You know what I'm saying? He's 31 years old. So it's like he got time to, like, body shit. But he really is in a... what a situation to be.
He's at the point now, again, like he signed that wild ass extension when there was nowhere else for him to go. He already got the top title. There's nowhere else for you to go. What he needs to do or needed to do, and there is time, I guess his contract has a couple years left on it, but whatever happens with it, he's at the point now where you need to test yourself against people that are better. And I don't think there are too many people in MLW that are better than Alex Hammerstone at the level of being a main event guy. So I don't see how he gets better unless he's able to run the indies and do shit like that, you know?
He's cooked, yo. The only way it's going to work is that Tony Khan buys him out. You know they're not doing anything with MLW and WWE having their
Tony Khan already has a Wardlow at home.
And there we go, too. So it's like, it's sad to say, like, yo, Hammerstone might really... I think that inevitably they'll decide to release him, but then you think about the conflict that it'll bring with the double standard from only the wrestlers. Like, yo, how you releasing him, but I can't go.
But that's the thing. Like, if you're Court Bauer, like the couple of people that you can't release are like Alex Kane. You can't release Hammerstone. You can't release Fatu because who else is selling tickets? Who else is getting you interested to come to an MLW show?
To Hammerstone's point, he hasn't been used in 100 days in mad different tapings. So it's almost like you ain't advertised me. I ain't on the roster. Y'all have just put me on ice. And it's like, that's the Sasha Banks Trinity way of going about it. And you know how that usually ends up of like.
I have a question. Does MLW let other talent go and work in other companies? Like,
I think so.
I think that would be.
I think so. I think it's like they have limitations, so it can't be like other televised companies. I think But like indies,
Because
I think they can run the indies.
they just have the top guys just have a specific way. Because I know Hammerstone and Fatu, when they were champion, they were really MLW exclusive. Like when you're the champ, I feel like when you're the
Yeah.
MLW champ, you're like
Exactly.
MLW like exclusive. Like yo, you ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? But when you're not the champion, you can do what you want to do because we don't want to rich shit. So that's how I acknowledge the MLW and their allowance of other organizations and shit. But
speaking of other organizations, I just want to run this card down. Next week, the Wrestling Revolver, they got this card called Unreal. So November 16th, it'll be on Fight, but this is coming from San Fernando, Cali in LA. Excuse me, San Fernando Road. I don't know why I'm looking at the street name. I ain't going out there. This is in LA. But this is Ronda Rousey. The main event is Ronda Rousey and Marina Shafir versus Athena and Billy Starks. We got John Moxley teaming up with Sami Callihan against the Rascals, Trey Miguel and Zach Wentz. We got Speedball Mike Bailey versus Bounty Hunter Brian Keith. Fucking fire. The world title in looks like a 5-way match. We got Jake Christ, who's the world champ over there, against Rocky Romero, Chris Bay, Alan Angels, and Sonico was Sonico. I think I'm saying it right. Sonico. We have y'all remember the actor Paul Walter Hauser that was on AEW not too long ago?
Yeah, I remember.
He has a Golden Globe winning actor, Paul Walter Hauser, versus whoever Matthew Palmer is. Gringo Loco's in the building against Ray Horus. Jacob Fatu, speaking of MLW guys, against Masha Slamovich.
Making an MLW show right now? Like it's just
Jacob Fatu versus Masha Slamovich. 1-on-1.
Whatever, man.
We also got Swerve Strickland, Steve Macklin on the card, Manders on the card, Jake something, Phil Stamper, and more to be announced. But this match looks fire. I'm tuning in. I mean, this card, rather.
Yeah, the card does not sound bad at all.
It's on Fight
Jake
Plus.
Versus Masha Slamovich and say fire. I can't wait to
that's if you're in the intergender, which I'm not. I'm not an intergender dude, but you also have mad intergender shit going on in Impact all the time. So this is right up that alley.
I'm interested to see what Ronda Rousey is going to do being outside of WWE.
1,000%.
Right.
Let's see what you can do. Like I guarantee, for one, she ain't doing the skunk eye makeup anymore. You know what I mean? I think we see as close to UFC Ronda as we would ever see on this indie run. And there are a lot of AEW people. There are a lot of AEW people on this card, man. Huh?
He really on an indie run right now. It's kind of like fucking me up right now.
But I'm just connecting the dots. I'm looking at like Billy Starks, for example, Athena. That's ROH in AEW. You got Mox on here. That's AEW. There's a lot of AEW people on this card and a lot of Impact people on this card. So we see there's a couple of direct routes that Ronda can go to, right? We got that Mercedes match against Ronda that whoever has the bag to book it, that's money. So there's some interesting things. Like I think like she does a couple of spots, dates here and there, and we'll see what happens in 24 with Ronda. But I'm tuning into this shit. This looks fire.
I'm interested.
Yeah, me too.
I'm in.
Where would you see if she would decide, where do you see her going more so, like Impact or AEW?
Impact would probably be very, very interesting because they actually book, like a full show featuring women.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the thing, like with AEW, and again, I don't know that I have faith that this would happen. There's like 5 hours of television and maybe 40 minutes of actual women content throughout those 5 hours, maybe an hour, let's say, right?
Sure, I say less.
In order for people like Mercedes and Ronda and everybody else that they have on the roster right now that are talented to really flourish, you got to have more time. And you have too many people on the roster to try to just, make everybody happy. He has to start letting some of these contracts expire and stop signing new people, and
just got Mariah May added to the list.
Yep. Yeah.
But here's the difference though. I think the women's division can still afford new signees and growth if you actually position. You do not need to sign any more men. whatsoever. Those
Nah.
you need to let some of these contracts go.
Not at all.
If you ain't gonna cut, let them expire and just chill out. You can afford to sign women because you can still build that roster up if you give it the attention. We don't need any more guys.
He has a fully loaded roster, man. Definitely don't need to sign anybody else at all.
Nah.
Like still 100+ people on that roster, if I'm correct.
Probably closer to 2. It's like 150, 160, some shit like that.
Nah.
I've been hearing good things about Mariah May. I haven't seen much of her content, much of her matches and shit, but
I check out
good
Mariah
things.
May on Twitter. I am indifferent on this with Mariah May. Like, I feel like it could go, well, it is going to go one of the other way. She's either going to get over with this gimmick, or it's going to be, hey, we've got another women wrestler coming into AEW, and they're crickets because we look at Taya Valkyrie, Saraya, and the rest of the other debuts that have come in. Mariah May on the upside has a good placement right now with Tony Storm's RJ City shit. There's potential here. The recreation of the Mickey James, Trish Stratus thing, I'm feeling that. It's like, all right, this could be cool. Like, this could work and get her to where she needs to be, because right now, you look at the rest of the mid-card women's division, and we're scrapping for a Chris Statlander Sky Blue TBS title match, potentially on a 12-match, fully loaded, full gear pay-per-view. And it's like, well, that match is going to the buy-in, or that'll probably be Collision. But you think about, just to your point of the women's division having time, it's like, all right, a pointless ass fucking segment with Chris Statlander and Sky Blue and the Julia Hart shit that's just still crickets to me. That has to get intertwined. But then it's like, that's the TBS title. It has to show up somewhere. You know what I mean? So it is interesting, these debuts and these new additions.
And then they only getting spotlighted like once or twice a week.
How long is a Chris Statlander Sky Blue match supposed to be when you got fucking Hangman Page Swerve 2? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
this is what we got to look forward to too for the women's division.
And Chad, what do you say, yo? They be having their matches at like 9:30, 9:37, something like that.
Yo, weekly. It anytime between 9:20 and 9:37.
Yo, it's like
is going to be the women's segment. But what I'm saying is, like, you have 5 shows. 5 hours. 2 on Dynamite, 2 on Collision, 1 on Rampage, and at most you might have an hour of content at best on a good week of what's going on in the women's division.
And I think
that includes 2 titles.
And you see most of it on Rampage. I think for the most part.
I honestly, it's usually equal, because you get one women's match on one women's match in a segment on Rampage and the same on Collision. It doesn't matter the show. It's always in the same spot, and it's always the same amount of time, just about.
It's
clockwork.
Crazy. Yeah, it's like clockwork. I'm looking at it last night. I was like, didn't they come on at the same time last week? It was like 9:30, and right before the main event.
I got the full gear card up. We're not gonna obviously predict, because predictions are next week. But let's just see what we have already confirmed and what happened last night on Dynamite. Maybe just some highlights. We already have MJF and TBA versus the Guns for the ROH tag titles. Looks like it's probably going to end up being Samoa Joe, I would imagine. What do y'all think? Anybody else you see actually taking that spot?
Could be Roddy.
Yeah, I can see that.
You said say it again. I'm sorry. You said it was MJF.
MJF and a partner to be announced. This is for the ROH tag titles.
Oh, for ROH.
So Adam Cole's out, and then they're defending against the Guns, but he doesn't have a partner yet.
I think it's
Roddy or Joe.
Yeah.
But I think it will end up being Joe, just because it's like it all led to Joe being the last man standing, as far as like, yo, I got your back.
Yeah.
And after him dropping this TV title, I feel like that's the direction that they're heading into.
Let's stay there for a bit.
I paid attention to, though, that I did not like from commentary last night. I don't know if y'all picked up on it, but it's like when they made mention of MJF not wanting to go to Samoa Joe as a partner because he's scared of him. I'm just like, but he beat him already. Huh?
But to be fair, he had to cheat. He had to use tape to choke him out behind the ref's back. So he didn't beat him in a fair one. You know what I mean? To play devil's advocate on behalf.
You know?
Speaking about the devil, who do you think? You know, not to divert from the card, but you know, we saw that
Yeah.
the guy popped up somebody popped up in a mask, and it seems like it's not MJF. So
I know
you know,
exactly who it is. And it's neither of the people that either of you were going to suggest who it is. Because we're going to track this until World's End, apparently. So
It's Jack Perry.
there we go.
It's Jack Perry, 100%.
There we go.
And one of the dudes
Perry.
in the mask, not the devil, but another hooded dude, looked big enough to be Wardlow. Like he stood like him, a little hunched over a bit. So what I think this is going to end up being, I don't think this originally started out this way. Maybe it did.
Like
I don't know.
I think it's gonna be like a new faction or something.
I think it's a lot of the people that MJF made enemies of.
Pissed off, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
going to end up being.
that would make sense. Yeah.
Now, how Jack Perry ties into that would have to go back to maybe when they did that Pillars.
Right, and that's what I was
Yeah.
kind of questioning it.
Dark
Yeah.
side, motherfucker.
Yeah, when they did that Pillar
I'm
shit.
the devil inside of you. And
But
how
they, you know,
underwhelming is that? But it is what it is, though.
they drop little shit here and there, like him going through the glass. You know, go back to Perry's beef with Punk over the glass. It's like little nerd shit here and there.
It's just so underwhelming when they take the mask off, and it's like,
and it's Jack Perry.
It was Jack Perry who was on suspension this whole time. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, when MJF Kenny Omega too, like yo,
Like,
nobody.
The most interesting thing would have been like Adam Cole.
Yeah, and that's what.
But the other part, but the
yeah.
problem with that, is what would have been the point then? Like they had the match at All In and the opportunity to turn and all of that, and neither of them took it. So why wait now? You know what I mean?
I just can't believe that, like, after all of this, and MJF is one of the more better focal points of this program, this whole company, but it's just like, if it really is Jack Perry at the end of this, what a ho-hum fucking moment that's going to be.
Right, because that's the least person I was expecting.
I would actually rather it be CM Punk himself.
I
Like,
mean,
surprise,
11 times out of 10, of course. You know what I mean?
Surprise, motherfuckers. I actually am back, yo. It was all a work. Like, we can dare to dream, but I got something for us for this week. To do a feud tracker. We grade each of us. Give a grade for the feuds that's going on right now. It's just,
cool.
you know,
freestyling
it. You know what I mean? Like I said, it ain't been too crazy of a news week. I got some rosé. I got some weed I'm about to roll up. We don't watch Dynamite. We could talk about WWE depending on how we feel, depending on how time's running. You know what I'm saying? We ain't got to just make this a whole AEW pod because I feel like we just AEW'd it the fuck up as we always tend to do.
Yeah, nah. I got the Survivor Series card, at least the matches that were announced also. I definitely want to get into that War Games match.
All right, so with this feud tracker, we'll give it each our own grades out of, how do you want to grade it? Numbers, letters?
We can go.
Let's go letters. Let's go letters.
Yeah.
We go like, you know,
letters,
A through F.
Yeah.
MJF and Jay White. Start there.
MJF and Jay White, I'll probably give, let me see, what did I like and dislike about this?
Perfect. I can roll up now.
So here's the thing. One thing that I dislike about this, bro, is you still my title. You're not walking around comfortably. I don't care how many people you have with you.
Y'all, before you even let you go even crazier, so somebody that follows, you know what I'm saying, the brand and is tapped in, but they a WWE guy, but they only tap in through like what we be posting and shit. You know what I'm saying? So they was just like, yo, does Jay White still have the title? And I'm like, yeah. He still has the title. Like, you're just like, what the hell are they doing over there? And I'm just like, you don't even watch
around comfortably.
You don't watch the product, but you can just be like, you can just tap in when you want to tap in and be like, yo, this guy's not the champion. And it's been like 2 months. What the hell's going on over there?
Yeah, as a man chasing
I'm
the
gonna
title,
give this, I don't know, this is like a B- or a C to me. Like, for me, I don't think MJF should ever have turned face. So it already kind of knocks it down a notch or two for me, because he's not a believable face or a good guy to me. I see what they're doing. I'm trying to be a better person kind of thing, but he's a career heel to me. You know what I mean? And then Jay White, after a while, like there's been moments where like the facade has been kind of broken down a little bit because he's in positions that he shouldn't be in. Like some of those promos are too long, for example. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yo. Hold on a second. Hold on a second, son. I know you ain't just saying what I've been saying these last couple of weeks.
I've never disagreed with you there. I told you this is Triple H. This is DX.
And to your point, when he beat Mark Briscoe last night, I said, it's fucking Triple H, yo. AO was right.
Yeah,
this is when they held him up, put the title over him, it felt like Evolution, my nigga. I was like, I see.
But not for nothing. But not for nothing though. Not for nothing. Why would in kayfabe, if Mark Briscoe challenges Jay White to put your shot at the title on the line, why the fuck would Jay White accept that?
Yeah, I was a little off.
Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
How about just because of the ratings, MJF and Garcia has to open, but it's just like, how is the world champion?
That's that one. Look, I can at least make sense out of that in my mind because again, we have MJF who's supposed to be playing the face. So every once in a while, I'm not mad at the world championship or the world champion rather accepting a challenge from somebody that we know he's going to beat because he's a face. I'll take on all challenges or whatever every once in a while. And what that match should have done, we know Danny Garcia is not going to beat MJF, so that's fine. That's supposed to be a showcase match. Like, yo, we should be reminded right now of how good and how dope Danny Garcia is. And I think that match missed the mark a little bit. Like they could have done a little bit more with that shit.
Yeah,
but the difference between like it makes sense for MJF as a face to take a challenge versus Jay White as a heel. Why am I putting my shit on the line against you? You're just coming back from an injury.
Now,
you know?
To that point, what you just said too, that same person that I spoke to about like is Jay White, you know what I'm saying, still a champion. So they sat through Dynamite last night. I was talking to them today about it. And they were just like, you know, I'm not really an AEW guy. So Daniel Garcia loses out of nowhere. Like he's just like, yo, so everyone's gunning for MJF is what I gathered, right? Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. So Daniel Garcia out of nowhere has a championship match to open the show. Doesn't stand a chance, gets beat. The guy who's challenging MJF, one of them, is in the main event defending a title that's not his. He wins. MJF comes out, still looks like a dork because his friends get beat up, and he still doesn't have his belt back. And I was like, yeah, pretty much. That's exactly what's going on in AEW. And he was just like, oh, I'm good. I'm going to just stick to WWE, yo. And I was just like, that's someone who's just like, all right, I'm not intertwined, but it's like if I can just sit back and watch that and gather all that information, it's like, oh, all right, I know I'm not alone on this island of like, this shit just, you know what I mean? Maybe I want the shit to make too much more sense than they do, clearly. You know what I mean?
Well listen, I give the Feud I give the Feud like a B because I'm kind of enjoying it, but the way y'all describing it does feel like some WWE booking. So it's kind of like throws it off a little bit, but I do, you know, I see what obviously we see where they're trying to take MJF. They want to play this babyface kind of thing, show that he can do this and be a heel, but he is a career heel, like, you know. But
Jay, I'm actually ready to wrap this fucking Jay White feud up. Ron, give your grade, and I'm gonna give mine.
Oh no, I said a B. I give it a B because it's not horrible, but you know,
I think it's
I'm with you.
I think it's okay. I'm around like B minus C, something like that. I think it's okay. Like,
yeah,
I think they had the chance to really make this shit like a heated feud, and then a lot of other shit just started happening. You know, so
fantasy book.
I enjoy. Sorry, not to cut you off. That like I enjoy like MJF trying to go like run back after his belt, like after this man has done had it for like 2 months. I think that's entertaining because this is like the second or third time you try to get his belt back. He does look like a dork, but it is hilarious. So my bad. Go ahead, Chad.
Nah, you good. So I was gonna say like real quick, fantasy book. If Jay White wasn't in this position right now and Adam Cole never got injured, where we at for Full Gear? in 60 seconds.
Yeah.
Like, my shit is, it would have been from the very beginning. I think Adam Cole was always going to be the guy that took the belt off of MJF.
Yeah.
Always.
You gonna die on that hill. You really,
Nah,
you really believe
yeah,
it?
nah, me too, because I feel like that was still the plan. And Adam Cole messed it up by getting injured, unfortunately. Like I said a few podcasts back, I was like, yo, Tony saw something with this whole thing and he was running with it. And Adam Cole got injured and that kind of foiled some for the whole plan, because
I'm not gonna knock that. I'm not gonna dispute that one because it does sound like with the contract coming up and the year World's End, that could be conceivable. Could be. But now we have the reign of MJF continuing. As we do. So we all agree on B-ish area. That's cool. All right. Sting's Squadron versus Christian's Crusaders.
Anything with Christian right now was an A except for Copeland.
You think you know him?
Yeah.
So it's an A minus. Copeland is the minus.
Ayo Copeland, man. You think you know him?
Oh man. Yeah, I think I'll say this. I think Christian is enjoying the hell out of himself doing whatever he's doing right
Having
now.
arguably the best run of his career.
That's a fact. I cannot comment on Edge. I'm sorry, Adam Copeland. I can't.
Why can't you comment on him, Ron? You're a podcaster. You got to comment. You got to make a comment.
Because I'm on a. You're right about that. I mean, the same lane as A. I gotta see where it goes from here, because all he's been doing is backstage talking and telling the story of him and Christian, and it's like,
I don't think he's been doing anything different from what he did in WWE. I just think he's not that ill.
Because he's on this thing where it's like, oh, I don't know how long I have left, so I gotta do this, that, and the third before I leave. So it's like, I feel like that's the whole story that he's following everywhere he's going, that he's doing everywhere he's going.
Yo, super duper sidebar. Did y'all see that Vince is selling like $700 million worth of TKO stock?
Already?
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
8.4 million shares he's selling.
God damn.
Oh Lord.
They're planning something.
Salute to that man, son. You know what I'm saying? Amongst it all, just stay away from creative, man. You can do whatever you want. Just hit up Paul Levesque in the game.
He about to buy the NWA.
Why should that happen?
Is he bought the NWA from Billy Corgan?
Yo, no bullshit.
Yo, you say that now. Watch that's gonna be next week's
and he
news.
turned the NWA into a developmental brand, and NXT officially becomes the third brand. Like, legitimately, not even developmental. It's just like, now we're the third brand. WWE presents NWA, the National Wrestling Alliance.
Yeah.
All right, so Ron, what you giving the Sting Squadrons and Christian Crusaders?
I'll give it a B. I'll give
B.
it a B. Yeah, I'll give it a B. Because I'm interested, but I'm not interested at the same time. Christian is really like kind of carrying that to me. That's just me. Christian's on fire with whatever he's doing right now.
I say a strong A. I'm fucking with an A. You know what I mean? I think this feud is good for what it is. Darby Allin is going nowhere. When I always say that, I mean that in the sense of like, not he's fading away. It's like he will always be present in something serious and important in AEW. So you're gonna get that. You're getting the Sting run. Adam Copeland is here. I think they're just trying to get one off on us for a ratings pop, with Collision's main event being the preview to see how they work together. Whatever, whatever works. So we've got that happening, and I think that feud is all right. I think it will be interesting to see what Lance Archer and the Righteous do, though. You know what I'm saying? Intertwining Jake the Snake and Sting, them having the first time in the ring together since like '92 type shit, like just mad shit. That's like okay.
Listen, I hope something happens because them separate. It was like I could care less.
I think Lance
So
Archer booked like a fucking dweeb too, but who's listening to what I
right,
got?
we'll see how that goes.
Um, all right, so next feud we've got is going to be Hikaru Shida and Timeless Tony Storm, AEW Women's Championship. That feud is currently at its apex right now. They've had multiple matches, title exchanges back and forth, etc., etc. This is Tony Storm's time now. And Mariah May's in the fold.
You know what I like about this feud, specifically what happened last night, is that they on screen gave a reason of why Tony Storm has had her little descent into madness and where this timeless Tony Storm character came from. And it's basically Hikaru Shida. It's like the matches that I thought I was going to win, I lost to you. I thought I was going to become a 3-time champ. You became the first three-time AEW champ. So your success has forced me to fucking lose my mind, and now here I am. So, you know, in a much better way, in a much better delivery, that's basically what was said. So I kind of like that because it gives a little bit of a backstory into why she's lost her mind and why this, you know, where this character came from. The feud itself, I mean, it is what it is. It's about as best as it can be. There's a ceiling. Yeah, it's not even about the championship or not. It's just there's this ceiling on how much time and how intense this shit is going to actually get. You know what I mean? So with the limitations that this division has, I'd say this is a B. You know, I think like these are the two of the top 5 or so best workers in that division. Tony Storm has a character that I hear a lot more positives about than negatives. Hikaru Shida is their ace, or at least their rock in that division. You know what I mean? She's the ring general as far as that division is concerned. A lot of people in AEW have their best match with Hikaru Shida, which is a fact. So, you know, the match is going to be dope. I think the feud is cool, you know, and I think a lot of the interesting shit about this feud is due to timeless Tony Storm, the character, killing it right now. So I'm gonna go B.
Ron, what say you?
Yep, I'm actually gonna go B as well. I think Tony Storm is doing the best work she's doing right now, especially in the whole AEW women's division. As far as just the feud overall, I mean, it was cool. Like I didn't see too much interaction from them, but not until they explained why she went into a madness until last night. So I kind of felt like that was not random, but it's like I feel like they weren't like intertwining within the last month or two when Tony Storm started doing this thing that she's doing, and it was kind of like it was a little weird, but
it's a little late. I think it's a little late.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So maybe I think I might drop to a C because of that. Like the character has been really entertaining. I think they did a good explanation, but I think had they gone into maybe not specifically with them, but if you just have somebody sit down with Tony and she happens to mention, you know, just Hikaru Shida's name, and then she drifts off a bit and goes back into character, you start to see these seeds planted as far as like, this has been fucking with you the whole time. And then I got to figure out how I'm going to get back, how I'm going to find my way to get my title back from Hikaru Shida, and how I'm going to get to Hikaru Shida in the first place. So I'll probably go C now that I think about it, because like you were saying, Ron, it took them a little while to get to this shit. Now that they're here, it's cool, but the pay-per-view is also next weekend.
Yeah, because it kind of feel like they weren't doing anything with each other until like last night. So it was like it felt a little random, but I'm still going to stick with B because of Tony Storm, man. Tony Storm doing some good work, so I'm not mad at that.
I'm gonna go with a B minus, just because. No real reason why. It's just thrown together. Women's division is like new feud for the month, so it's like, hey, we'll see you at World's End or Winter's Coming when you got.
I feel like a new feud for the week.
Yeah, when we got Tony Storm versus Britt Baker again at Winter is Coming. See you guys then. So, you know, the recycling bin of women's division in AEW continues. Like I said, I'm going B minus on that one, yo. I'm gonna just rock out with that.
Word, man.
Next up, we're gonna keep it in the women's division. Chris Statlander versus Julia Hart, TBS title feud
I hate
potential.
this shit.
What you giving it, Ayo? What's your grade for that one?
A D. I'm not gonna outright give it an F. I don't understand what like the motivation of these characters are anymore. They just come out and stand across from one another, and then the other one leaves, and they stare at each other, and like, what? I don't understand what anybody's motivation actually is right now.
I was sick last week watching that segment with the Blue Mist, and this week I thought it was gonna be. I tried to give it a optimistic view, like yo, they're gonna do something different, and just like you said, they stared at each other, and actually it was a cool face to face between Sky and Julia, but because Chris Statlander's already yay tall, it was just face to tit, and it was just out the way, Sky.
Chin up, tits out. Watch for the shoe.
So I
but
find
like there's so much of this like rinse and recycle. Like the feud is usually somebody gets jumped, and then you'll have Statlander come down and Willow come down. What was that? Red Velvet yesterday. Red Velvet was.
Oh Lord.
But he breaks that fucking up though.
Yeah, she has to get used to wrestling with that shit.
Yeah.
But in general, like I don't know what anybody's point and purpose is right now. Like, what match first and foremost are we building to? Is it Stat in a triple threat match?
No.
Are we doing a 4-way, a 5-way? Is there if there's a 1-on-1? What's the 1-on-1?
I think we get Statlander and Sky Blue. I said Julia Hart, but I was like, I actually think it's gonna be Statlander and Sky Blue for the title.
I have no. You're not wrong. You're not wrong, but I don't know what it could be.
Listen,
Statlander already beat Julia Hart. Am I wrong? Am I right? So they're either going to continue or somebody's going to side.
She already beat.
She beat Stat at the last pay per view, didn't she?
Yeah, she beat
Julia.
Julia.
Yeah, she beat Julia Hart at the last pay per view.
So essentially, somebody's going to turn. It's either going to be Sky Blue or it's going to be Willow. And
it can't be Sky because she just had the opportunity to turn and didn't.
Right.
Damn,
it can't be Willow, but it can't be Willow.
You know what company we talking about, right?
I know we're talking about wrestling, and all these niggas are dumb. You be doing stupid shit. And you can't ever turn Willow.
Why not?
Why would you? It's the same thing with MJF. She's a career face. Why would you want Willow?
I think it'd be interesting
to ever be a heel.
I want to see what she can do as a heel.
I don't.
Well, listen. I give this a D-. So when Julia Hart sprays, I guess, Sky Blue in the eyes or whatever, I thought that was gonna be like where she's like under her spell or whatever it is, whatever you want to call it, and then she was gonna turn on Statlander and Willow and go over to the House of Black, like, and form their own little thing. That's what I'm thinking in my head. I thought that would have been dope.
Yeah, I thought a wet fart.
Right, and
they didn't do any of that.
I thought that was going to happen. I thought she had sprayed, I think, Willow too. I thought the same thing was going to happen to Willow, and Willow was going to go over there as well. I think that would have been cool to see. Something different, some type of storyline where they're just not wrestling, like just doing some random shit. It would be something. And then Sky Blue just came and just turned back, and that just foiled everything. So it was like, it really, like, that was the chance to make a turn. And then Chris Statlander will be fighting Sky Blue, do something, but they fumbled that, and I thought they were gonna pick back up on that like last week or this week, but it didn't happen. I think that would have been under, like, behind the Tony Storm thing. That would have been another great storyline for the women's division, because what else is happening?
What I want to see basically is if we get to the pay per view and this is a 4-way, and it's Willow and Julia and Sky Blue and Stat for that TBS title, cool.
Great.
That's what I want to see.
That's cool.
Because at this point, like, nobody's really aligned with anybody, nor should they be at this point. So let's just throw 4 people, and let's get some chaos going.
Yeah, you might as well,
put
because
some women on the program, because I watched a battle royal on Raw featuring just the women's division of Raw, and I was like, this is like all of AEW and ROH's women's division combined.
Was it good? Who was in it?
It was not that good, but
I was kind of falling asleep on it.
It was still every woman in the division. It was 6 minutes, but it was every woman in the Raw on the Raw side of things. It was enough women: Nia Jax, Raquel, Chelsea, Piper, Nikki Cross. Like, you know what I'm saying? Casey Catanzaro. You know what I'm saying? Caden Carter. Enough women where you like. It seems like more women than AEW. Holy shit!
Yeah, it did. It was. I believe so. And
you know what I'm saying? So and that's just Raw, but I'm with you. I'm gonna give it a D, just because it's like, hey, it's not an F because it's at least it's something to do for the Statlander as the TBS champion, but at the same time, this is just a case of, hey, we've got an idea. Can we run with it, Tony? Yeah, sure. Do whatever you want to do. Go out there and have fun.
I think Tony is greenlighting everybody that comes to him.
I
got this idea.
I looked
All
at
right,
that shit last night. Like, this has got to be an idea where they were just like, yo, can we just get some TV time? And he was like, yeah, whatever you want to do. Just go out there and make it happen.
Yeah, you're giving me TV time where we're not doing anything. Where it's like, it's not leading to anything else.
And not for nothing, if that is the case, if that is true, and you're given a green light to be creative and do something, then that's also on you. And if the best you can do is I'm going to have my homie jumped and I'm going to come down and try to make the save for the 100th week in a row, then maybe you don't need to pitch ideas anymore.
Yo, Willow in the running at the end of the match.
Yeah. Like, at this point, again, if you're given freedom to be creative and this is the best that you can do, you don't need to be given creative freedom anymore.
Maybe I should.
Maybe you need a right.
Some people really do thrive better in the WWE system, son. Like, for real. Like,
in any system where somebody can, pitch an idea. Fuck, if there's somebody back there that has ideas, pitch them for the women's division. Something.
And this is
without the spooky shit for my taste. I don't need somebody getting hit with the ink in the eye and all of a sudden they under a spell. Like, miss me with that shit.
Blue ink, son. I couldn't believe it.
And listen, this is something I was just thinking about. I was like, yo, maybe the AEW, they're getting too much freedom as far as just ideas, and the ideas are not that great. So in
my opinion, I think this works. It works like this. When Vince Russo, for example, was the creative guy, the head writer in WWE, he had carte blanche to be as creative as possible. And then you had who would essentially be the creative director in Vince McMahon say, we're doing this, and you can put all the rest of that shit to the side. I would rather somebody pitch and give me ideas, right. And then we pick the best one and work within that idea to make that idea the best it can be, than just have a bunch of, cookie cutter, boring bullshit. Listen, so I'd rather somebody just pitch some shit and let's, so all these guys that have creative freedom, if they pitching some shit, cool. You just need now you need the filter.
Right.
And Tony ain't really filtering enough.
Yeah, definitely not. I look at it like a movie, and it's like you have all these great actors, but sometimes you need a decent director to kind of give you some ideas and to guide you in some way, you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes your ideas are not that great. And
look at how much credit Shaq and Kobe and Jordan and Pippen gave Phil Jackson. Those are 4 of the best players you're ever going to get, but it took a coach to figure out what the system was to make all of them thrive. Mm-hmm. Why you think James Harden doesn't have a title? Why you think Kevin Durant hasn't had a title without playing with Steph Curry? Sometimes the system ain't right. Sometimes too much freedom. Yeah, we can pass you the ball and you can ISO for 20 seconds off the 24 clock, but then when you miss, the fuck are we doing? You got people staying anyway. So
yeah.
Next up, Hangman Page, Adam. Whoa, I said Hangman Adam. Did I say Hangman Adam Page? Did I say that right? I'm high.
Talking about Hangman and Swerve. You trying to say that?
And Swerve Strickland.
Adam Swerve. Adam Swerve. Swerve Strickland, Hangman Adam Page.
My nigga Adam Strickland in the building.
Adam Strickland. Yeah,
Yo, I like this shit outside of the home invasion.
Yeah, the B&E is the worst.
That was terrible.
They just bypassed the B&E on the AEW program.
Yo, and then like AEW never said that. Nah, we can't fuck with you. They didn't suspend him for breaking into your into a
Man
home.
They ain't doing that.
Y'all don't have any code of conduct. There ain't no conduct that he broke for the company.
Man's had a fire match the next week and won and said, and
Yo, and then they banned Hangman from ringside. Not Swerve.
Yo,
Hangman, who got broken into.
Yo, dog,
Like,
these are the things I'm like, there's no way that I am like, they really think I'm this dumb. Like, they really.
Nah, I think they really think they are. We are,
think
man.
I'm this fucking dumb, yo.
Dog,
like,
that again, WWE levels of what the fuckery. You know what I'm saying?
Ah,
God.
Yo,
what do
this
you
is
give it?
this is a
What
B.
do you give it? B?
This is a B. This is a B. For a few reasons, I'll make this very quick. I like how it started with Swerve wanting Hangman's spot. I like the fact that they went tit for tat with calling each other, with costing each other matches. The home invasion angle was trash. Hangman Page next week just going into a triple, a 6-man tag, as if his house wasn't broken into, was trash. But we saw more fire from Hangman Page last night than we have in a while, more energy than we have in a while. I just want clear direction and focus and intensity and energy from my wrestling characters. And Hangman Page showed more of all the above last night. So, you know, everything besides what's been directly linked to that break-in invasion has been dope. So I'm gonna give it a B, but that other shit knocked it down a full letter grade for me.
Oh man, yeah, I give it a B too, and it's because of that home invasion. And this is what I'm talking about as far as just like direction, because it's like we've seen home invasions in kayfabe or whatever it is. We've seen it done better than this. You could have had somebody write this so much better than how it was done. You know what I'm saying? It's how you just do things. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, other than that, I'm fine with I'm cool with the feud. I like what happened last night. Cause I'm like, yo, despite how the invasion happened, dude still invaded your house. And of course, a man is standing next to your kid in his crib. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll be upset too. You know what I'm saying? Just as far as real life goes. So I'm like, yo, Hangman was
Here's a
pissed off.
question. Here's a question, right? Hangman attacked Swerve last night after the match was over with Penta.
Yeah.
Right.
That's a flaw for me. Right?
So,
as soon as Swerve's music hits,
he should have
as
came
soon
out
as you
and-
see Swerve on camera, here comes the chair back, done. The match doesn't happen.
He's
And
banned
see-
from ringside, right?
he should-
Dog,
he-
so what? Who cares? The
He's-
nigga invaded my home.
Right, still should have came out and
You know what I'm
Keep
saying?
it out.
Yeah.
He's got to keep a roof over his head.
Nah.
and this,
Like, I get what they were doing. All I'm saying is, nah.
it's just how it was
Nah.
done. Because if somebody invaded your home, I'll be trying to
Yeah,
go
it's
after
on
that
site.
man.
As soon as we
Yeah.
are as soon as we're on the same grounds, it's over.
This ain't someone. This is your coworker.
As soon as we're on the same grounds, it's over. But anyway, it's very nitpicky. At the end of the day, like, this is pro wrestling, so there's certain shit. It is what it is. I'm just saying, like, that's a flaw for me. But we saw a whole bunch of energy from him last night.
With
Right.
B&E
yeah.
aside, I'm gonna give it an A. It really didn't start off as an A for me once this feud started. I was really on the fence. I was like, Swerve should be doing much more. You know what I'm saying? And then we are seeing it. Now we are seeing it progress with a solid feud against someone that matters, that's a former world champion and not just a mid-card guy. So that's what won me over, made me a believer. Swerve's killing it. Great matches. Him and Penta had an amazing feud. Just in that match, like, just that I could watch them wrestle again. Like, Penta should be in the mix
Yep.
of something right now,
Yeah.
like a title or
Yo.
something. He should be doing something.
That match
You know
was
what
dope.
I mean? So
man.
I'm giving it an A.
Yeah.
I'm giving that an A ski. Next up, Pockets and Moxley.
This is an A for me.
Yeah.
This is A.
Yeah. A
Because
as well. Yeah.
I think like they had to move around a lot of injuries and a lot of all of that shit, and I think they did that as gracefully as possible. And on the other end of that, they've come out with Orange Cassidy. What he should have been doing is evolving. I got this title, but I don't feel like a champ because I ain't beat you. So now I got to beat you. We're good. Good for me on Orange side. And then with Mox, he's telling him, nah, you took the easy way out. Right? And then you picked up the pieces with him and blah, blah, blah. I don't respect you as a champion. We have a title. We have two people that don't fuck with each other. They've already had a match, so this ain't just like a good guy versus good guy type of thing. Now we got a beef. Hey, pro wrestling ain't really all that complicated. Simple.
Simple
Done.
yet entertaining feud. I'll give you that.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is an A for me.
It's an A. It's
Yeah.
an
You know, I'll give it an A.
Solid A.
Yeah.
Solid A for feud.
I still love that promo Mox did. I think it was last week. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
Yep.
Yeah, it was last week.
It was last week. Even this week, he's like, yo, how am I supposed to be able to teach my young boy if I don't bust your ass? You know what I'm saying? Yuta over here, what kind of a role model am I for Yuta if I don't fuck you up and take the title back?
I think we get Yuta the hook at the pre-show, probably at the buy-in.
I ain't mad at that. Yeah, all right. Cool.
All right. Next up, House of Black versus the World.
Who is that? The World?
House of Black versus the World. At the moment.
Oh, just in general.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know if they're doing anything or less. I got to see a little bit more. This is like an NA. You know what I mean? This is still pending. TBD.
I'm going with a B right now because like I just like House of Black and I like that they're attacking everybody, but at the same time, they're not really. They're now starting to pick up traction again. They're now starting to do something. They're just coming back and just beating everybody up, which is
feuding
cool.
with everyone between
Right. Yeah.
not Bullet Club, Blackpool Combat Club and FTR now. You know what I mean? Like they're just kind of merging in. I don't know where LFI stands at all. Like I don't know where they're gonna fit in. They didn't save them last time, but you know, Wheeler and Claudio did. So it's like they've got an interesting fold of like what they're doing. That's why I say House of Black versus the World, because I don't know what they're doing right now.
Because they're taking on everybody.
They're beating up everybody. Like if the lights go off 4 times in a show, you know it's these guys. I'm sick of it. Trust me. I hate their entrance. But
I still like it. It's cool.
You know, it's just too much blackout, man. It's too much black. Too much blackout, my dude. I could fix a whole meal in the time it takes for them to come out.
This nigga really hungry. Talking about meals again.
I legitimately could go to the microwave and heat something up in the amount of time the lights will come back on until they'll actually like engage in activity.
It's not that long of an entrance, bro.
Yeah,
no, the entrance isn't that long.
It's not that.
It's what they turn off the lights and
you talking like it's Roman.
I'll definitely know we're close to Roman entrance.
Nigga, I could have a match in the time that Roman is still. What do I mean walking to the ring? I give me a little Intercontinental title or something.
Speaking of, we got to decide who's the champion for the predictions.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, we got.
What was the tie? It was y'all two, right?
Yep.
All right, so next, Ricky Starks and Big Bill versus FTR.
Ricky Starks, Big Bill, FTR. That's a feud, right?
Tag titles.
That's cool.
Tag team titles.
Yeah, I guess it's cool. I don't know, maybe a C. Like I like Ricky Starks and Big Bill. I've been a Big Bill fan since Big Bill became Big Bill, so I fuck with it.
That was a tongue twister.
Yeah, I don't have too much to say about it, but it's cool. It's a C.
Yeah, I give it a C too, and I like the fact that they're keeping them like they've been on Collision, so it's like I don't know how to describe it. Where it's like, okay,
they're
we
brand
know, exclusive, right? Exactly. Like we know you're here, like, and we're going to see you in this place every week. It was a little kind of. For me, it was a little random them getting the titles, but it's cool for them to see. It reminds me of what's that? Diesel and Shawn back in the days, like big guy, small guy.
They give those vibes.
Yeah, reminds me of that. I'll give it a C for now. I can see it. I can see it going further than where it is now. I'm not mad at it.
I'm giving it a solid C for cold because it's a weird situation. FTR is involved in so many other feuds. Starks and Big Bill are involved in no feuds. They're the champions with no challengers. Legitimately, they're just like, yo, we're just here, just trying to get involved in something. Like, that's what I pick up when I watch them on Collision. They're just like, yo, we just here to just crash the show because we the champs, and it's like, yo, get out of here. We don't even care. Like, leave us alone. Like, that's what I get when I watch Big Bill and Ricky Starks on Collision. But hopefully, they get a match announced for the pay per view.
I have the tiebreaker question right here.
What you got?
I got the tiebreaker question.
Let me finish that, and then we'll end the show with that.
Cool.
Golden Jets and the Don Callis family.
Yo, this was a fumble, bro. This was a fumble. This could have been a legendary blood feud in AEW where you have like one of the like ultimate betrayal of Kenny Omega by Don Callis. I think this could have been a lot more than it was, and now it's gotten silly. We got Paul White involved. Like, what are we doing?
I mean, that's not. Oh my god! All right.
Yeah. All you gotta do is watch last week's episode, and you'll see how much I really love this Paul White angle.
He's still recovering from that, preparing for next week. That's why there was no appearance from him this week.
Terrible, bro.
Yo, I tweeted this last week. I was like, yo, his face looks like, yo, just get me a chair right now. I need to sit down. Basically, like, yo.
What I think is all right about
apron. You understand?
What I'm happy about is that this is a Dynamite match and not a pay-per-view match.
God,
so we can just, you know what I mean? Like, I'm glad that this is on TV, so I could, I ain't paying $50 for that. But overall, like, yeah, the feud, the Don Callis and all that, whatever. I think like this tag match, the Bucks, and again, motivation, some intensity. The Bucks are at their best when they're fucking obnoxious, and they're super obnoxious right now. Matt Hardy, low key, is a dope promo. He's a dickhead, you know. Him going back and forth with Matt Hardy is like Spider-Man mirror match type of shit when you're on the obnoxious meter. But yeah, like I think the whole feud with as far as Callis family, man, like I thought this was leading to Callis lining up all of these killers in one-on-one matches, and we get the reemergence of New Japan Kenny in AEW, and that ain't what's happening. So flop. This is a flop. We'll get some good matches out of it. We get good matches anytime we watch wrestling in 2023. Flop. F for flop.
And you said Golden Jets versus
the Don Callis family.
The Don Callis family.
The Golden Jets and friends, because you could include Ibushi, Paul White. You could bring in.
Yeah, like dog, we have Paul White involved, dog. Like, what is the significance? All that is to say is so Powerhouse Hobbs can pick him up and slam him. We ain't need that.
That's gonna hurt my soul. Like,
we ain't need that. Yo, once he hits him with a spine buster, like Paul White's gonna dissolve on TV.
Yo, son, I could already see it.
What you say? Look like the letter S. Some shit like that.
He's gonna be the one to take the pinfall. Yo,
only because it's gonna take him that long to get back up.
Yes, whoever's the TV champion. I'm calling you out for Dynamite on Wednesday.
Who's that, Bug?
I don't know.
Who's the TV champ? Bug or Ron?
I'm the TV champ.
You? Ron? Or...
Nah, calling you out for that one because I'm so sure Paul White has a high percentage chance of taking the pin just because he can't get up, yo. It'll be.
You said for Dynamite. You said for Dynamite next week.
Dynamite.
Yeah.
Right. Dynamite but yeah, Ron, what you giving it?
Maybe a D. I'm starting not to care about it, man. After Paul White came out, I was like, what y'all doing, man? It's not like I hate Paul White, but I'm like, if you're just using him for whatever, then it's like, yo, what's going on? Overall, I mean, it's cool overall. like you're gonna get some decent matches, but where is it going exactly? Like, so I give it a D for now.
Man, just only getting the D because of Omega off top. It's only getting the D because of Omega.
Pause.
Yeah. Like, I'm not giving it a full F because Kenneth Omega is still in the picture. Like, hold on. There's still the cleaner there.
Yeah.
But when I look at the poster today of Kenny, Chris Jericho, Paul White, Don Callis, I'm like, yo, what happened to AEW for 4 years?
So I'm saying,
Where
like, they
are we? Like, what's going on?
it went in the complete opposite. Like this could have been so fire.
Yeah.
Where is Hobbs, Guevara, Fletcher? Like, where's anyone that's like, this is the new up and coming? Like,
Dog, look at how dope those matches. Yo, let's not forget. Takeshita is still holding 2 victories over Kenny Omega.
yo,
Like, he still beat him twice.
Ask anyone that doesn't watch AEW or doesn't.
That's what I'm saying.
If you can even watch anyone that watches AEW, they'll be like, wait, he has 2? I thought he only had 1.
Yo,
Like,
we forgot that Takeshita beat him twice. We forgot the Bucks were the number 1 contenders for the tag titles.
no, we did not. We did not.
No, I didn't.
No, I
didn't. I said this
I
last
sure as
week.
hell did.
But my point is, all of these things that were lined up were just put to the back burner because of this callous fucking vortex that's going on here of whack shit.
Well, read those names again. Like you said, Omega, Jericho,
Paul White, Don Callis is the poster. And
We have the Golden Lovers teaming up with Jericho.
it's a theme. It's a themed show. Yeah, it's a themed show.
Because you think it sounds cool.
Oh, that
on
video
paper.
game shit.
Oh yeah,
And Don Callis with no mention of Hobbs and Guevara, Takeshita. It's just that crew, and I'm just like, wow, this is an interesting photo here in AEW. You see Paul White on the poster of this, and no Hobbs in sight.
They see we're realistic fans, so like we know what's what.
Yeah, like, I'm giving it the D.
Pause
on that. Yes, sir. That's all it's getting for me. Finally, I'm gonna end it with, for shits and giggles, Miro and CJ.
I'm giving it a D for now because I don't know where the hell it's going. To be honest, I guess
I'm a little higher on it.
Really?
Yeah, I'm a little, not much. It's a C for me. I think it still has potential. It's still early enough. It hasn't been completely ruined yet. But I think what could be interesting is I think there's like a little twist here. I think like what would be cool is if she's purposely just fucking with him to get him back and motivated to be the killer that she knows he can be better than anybody else would know. You know? So yeah, I'm gonna go and entertain this guy over here that I'm gonna manage him, and I know you're gonna thwart that. I'm gonna entertain him. I know you're gonna intercept that. Blah 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 blah, just to get him back in focus, and then she ends up by his side anyway. That could be kind of cool.
Yeah, I think for me is because they started out from the last pay-per-view, and then it's kind of been inconsistent. It's like you see them one Dynamite, there's like another, like the Dynamite after that. So it's like you kind of lose momentum with it. You kind of forget like what's going on. You see like it's building this. You can see like they're building to something, but then it's like, all right, you're only getting like 1 segment, 2 segments every 2 weeks. So it's kind of like you kind of forget about it. So it's like
they weren't even on Collision this week, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
They weren't even there.
Yeah, they're on like every other week.
Right.
They're on every other week.
So it's like you kind of forget.
But I just think like if they just bring her in and she immediately is just standing by Miro's side, nobody cares. And I'm not saying that anybody cares about this as is. I just think that I think they're going the long way around to give Miro a little bit more motivation or give him something to hang his hat on, something to talk about, something to do on these shows. Because other than that, I don't know why you bring her into the company. You know what I'm saying? She's not necessary. So now that she's here, I think this is going the long way to her being by Miro's side. But I think it's just her, manipulatively motivating Miro. Look at that. Alliteration like a motherfucker.
I can see that working in conjunction with Ric Flair pairing with Andrade to bring in his managerial side, as opposed to him going to CJ and then him feuding with Miro. And because it just gives them something to do, and why not? And it fills time, and we don't really need any story because it's all elite wrestling, and we just want to see them wrestle. So it's like, I'll give it a C. I'm with you. I'll give it a C. And they'll be wrestling. That's all we can just expect. We'll at least expect some good wrestling. Like, the story don't really it's not gonna make any sense no matter who CJ chooses to manage. It's just gonna be Miro beating people up, and then essentially someone big enough fighting back against Miro, giving Miro a challenge. Might not be big enough, but giving Miro a challenge. So I'm gonna go with the C as well too on that.
Yeah, and it seems like it's a different type of story, but it's like you gotta find a way to get to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and like I said, the inconsistency.
I gotta disbelieve AEW. I just don't. I just like shit. Don't even make sense. I just gotta stop going into AEW like, yo, this has to make sense. Like me personally, and just enjoying the wrestling. I just want to see the wrestling. Like, I can't even go here for the stories. Like, you guys are just. This is just not it. Let me just sit here and enjoy the wrestling and grade the wrestling. Is what I'm going to start doing more of in 2024 AEW.
Bro, this is a 1,000% byproduct of everybody complaining that there weren't any stories in AEW. And then them niggas got scared and they saw the success of the bloodline and said, all right, bet, here goes some stories. And this is not what they do. They don't have the infrastructure to do it. So niggas should have just left AEW the fuck alone with the fucking standings and the match wins and losses and let them do their thing instead of what the fuck we have now. Now we have WWE TNA bullshit.
Yo, I miss this. I miss the rankings. The rankings would have made a difference in a lot of shit for like this whole.
Dog, all you have to do is say, yo, this person beat this person. They're on a 3-match win streak, title shot, and it makes sense. And niggas complained about that. And then they got the fucking ratings out of here, standings out of here.
There's so many titles where it's like, yo, if 4 people, if Hobbs has 4 and has a 4-0 victory, he can just bypass the international and be like, yo, I want a world title shot now. Now I'm just jumping ahead of this person, and I'm gonna feud with you because you're in the 1st spot and I'm in the 3rd spot, but I have just as many wins as you in this division. So I'm just gonna come here and feud with you now. And it's like, they're feuding because Hobbs wants to become the world champion, even though he already has enough wins. He can compete with Omega because they technically have the same amount of wins.
Same record. Bingo.
Same record. They have the same record, different division, but it's like, nigga, I feel like testing you today. What's up?
Son, they allowed all of these dumbass fans on Twitter and wherever else to bitch about how this is not that, when if you already have that, you don't need to have that over here. Let them do their shit over here. Let AEW do their shit. Let Impact be Impact. Let New Japan be New Japan. And if you want to watch a certain style, go where that style is, instead of wanting everything to fit on the same bucket. Now look at what we have. We got some shit.
Stories. I'm just turned off. I'm just like, I can't sit here and just entertain the backstory.
Now they're just saying, yo, here's stories. Here's stories. Here's stories. Here's MJF, and his story is I'm about to beat everybody. That's his story right now. And you're going to love me and cheer me. That's the MJF story. He's the top guy. He's telling Tony Khan, this is what we're doing this week. And Tony said, yeah, no, fine, fuck
it. Okay, go ahead. Yeah.
Remember how many quality matches you could count on one hand a week in the beginning of AEW?
There was a few. There was quite a few.
Yep.
And now it's so far and far through. But you know what you can count on one hand is how bad the stories are going to be that night.
The best story that they've had, or feud that they've had, was Santana and Ortiz, and that shit was on Rampage, and it's over already.
Right.
Done.
Which I'm disappointed about.
Ortiz is going to do Team TNA.
And I liked it, but it was mad short. They could have made that much longer.
And fam, I'm not mad at a short feud. That's fine. I just think with something with that shit had legs, bro.
Right.
That shit had legs. We can have a short feud where it's just like one pay-per-view cycle or a couple, maybe a month of TV, whatever the case is. If it's intense and it's super focused and it culminates in something really dope, we're good to go. I ain't complaining. Santana and Ortiz came in as like the tag team of the featured faction, the Inner Circle. They were with Jericho when Jericho was the world champ.
Yeah.
I remember
These dudes had so much backstory. They could have used so much in that feud, and that's why I was saying it's like, yo, you need some writers in here to culminate that. You know what I'm saying? You use that in the stories and make it better. You know what I'm saying? Instead of them just going all willy nilly. You know what I'm saying? In a situation like that, they could have extended that with whatever happened with them in the past. You know what I'm saying? They could have did so much with that, but it is what it is.
Well, I'm going to suspend disbelief, like I said, and just completely stop paying attention to AEW storylines. And I'm just going to be here for the wrestling. So y'all can tap into the Ringside Club, and I'll be commenting on the wrestling aspect of things moving forward. Until y'all, until
MJF drops the title.
Until like something that's just like, oh, this was cool. Like, I don't want to get back into this comment a month from now, and it's like, yo, Roddy is still screaming at him.
Yo, what's the best story in wrestling right now? Best angle, best feud, best story in wrestling right now?
CM Punk.
Come on.
I'm no lie. I'm gonna say I'm gonna say this MJF thing. I think that's the most interesting thing right now. Because he has a whole bunch of dudes attacking him.
That's safe.
Yeah, because I can't think of anybody else. Because that was like the best thing behind the bloodline, and now that's kind of in the wind, a little in the wind. And then after that, it was the MJF thing, and then what else was there? I can't think of anything else. It was just you have mad dudes coming after this man for his title. You know what I'm saying? Pause.
Yeah.
Like, probably I know people are not going to agree with me, but that's the only thing I can think of. I can't think of anything else that's more captivating than that right now. That's what's running AEW right now. Like,
I can say captivating.
Captivating, yeah. I can't think of anything else, and I haven't watched ROH, so I have no idea what's going on in ROH right now. So that's the only thing I can say is MJF.
Word.
They're doing whatever they can under the circumstances that Adam Cole was out.
That's safe. You are right.
Yeah.
That is safe. But I'm also like, let's go with whatever Cody's doing in the Codyverse.
What's the story right now?
That's
what is he doing right now?
Yeah.
That's the story.
But to finish the story, to finish the story. And it seems like he's not finishing the story.
Whenever you want, you could jump in and out of the Codyverse, and you'll just be like, he's still finishing.
You know what that means, boys and girls? That means that where we are right now, we're in the lull season of pro wrestling right now. It'll pick back up soon, but this just is what it is right now, B. Man said Cody.
I'm in the Codyverse.
Yo, 15 minutes ago, Cody was in a feud with Dominic Mysterio for no reason.
Then he beat Damian Priest with all the ease in the world.
Yeah. Come on.
And now he gets to compete in War Games, yo. So yeah.
Speaking of War Games, it's time to end this show.
The Codyverse.
So here's what my tiebreaker is. War Games, NXT, Men's Division. Adam Cole, Bobby Fish. Check it out. Adam Cole, Bobby Fish, Kyle O'Reilly, and Roderick Strong all have 4 appearances, 4 matches under their belt in War Games. Who is the only other member of the men's roster? Think NXT because these were all happening in NXT. The only other member of the men's roster to have 4 War Games matches. So excluding the Undisputed Era. Whatever order y'all want to go.
I'm gonna go with. I want to say Johnny Gargano.
Nope.
Damn.
Butch.
Yep. And new
Wow. Okay.
RSC TV champ.
Oh,
For
Nah,
shits and giggles.
Chill. It's the predictions champion.
Predictions champ, my
It's
bad.
the
World
heavyweight.
champ.
Yeah.
World champ.
Right,
World champ.
right,
World champ.
right. We gotta know.
For shits and giggles, before we end the show, women's division. Same question. There are 2 members of the women's division that have been in 4 War Games matches. Who are they?
You said 2 women. You said
2 women.
2 women.
This is according to Wikipedia, by the way. So nerds out there, if the numbers are wrong, blame Wiki, not AO. You heard?
I'm gonna go with EO Sky.
That's 1. Who's the other?
Damn. I was gonna not Bailey. You go, Chad. I'm still gonna think about it.
EO and Rhea.
Nope.
I
You
don't
said
need-
Rhea?
Mm-hmm.
Rhea has 3.
Okay.
You said Bailey earlier, right?
I was gonna say Bailey.
Yeah, she only has 1.
She only has one. Okay.
One more. We have EO. 4 appearances.
Charlotte.
Nope.
Nah, because I remember Charlotte when Charlotte came in. Well, Charlotte was gone before I think they had
Dakota Kai.
Bingo.
Yeah. Okay.
Dakota Kai.
Dakota Kai.
Io Sky, Dakota Kai, Undisputed Era, and Butch all have 4 appearances in War Games in NXT.
I'm an NXT god over here, son. Damn. I know my shit.
All right, so we have a champ. Congrats to the champ.
Salute to the champ.
Ron's still a TV champ,
I'll see you on Wednesday.
Yes,
Yep.
sir.
and we out of here, man. Peace to
Outro
God.
survey? Outro survey?
Oh, word. What's the outro
Wow.
survey?
I'll put it in the
Pull this
note.
up.
Yeah, let me see.
Meantime, make sure you go cop Ringside Club merch. You see me in it. Gaddafi Game merch. You see AO in it. You know what I mean? I really seen it. Pardon my fresh. Like, subscribe, tell a friend, tell a friend. It's the Ringside Club, the Almighty.
Word.
Gang warfare. Respect.
Outro surveyed. Yes or no question. Yes or no. The next person that pins MJF will be the one that wins the world title. So he has some tag matches coming up here and there. He has different matches here and there. So you're saying, will the next person that pins him in whatever match it is be the person that eventually beats him?
Tag match excluded because,
Cool.
like,
Tag Max exclusive.
he's not, you know what I mean? That shit, though.
No, because I'm saying, like, if somebody pins him in a tag match, we just saw, for instance, Jay White pin him in a tag match, but is Jay White the guy to eventually take the title from him?
Right.
You're right.
That
You know
is
what I
the
mean?
question.
All right. It counts.
So my answer is going to be either way, yes, because I don't think he gets pinned again, period, until he loses that title. So the next person that pins him, for sure, is going to be the champ.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with no because I think he's going to. I think he might stay. He's gonna dodge. He's gonna dodge some pins until he actually loses the title. That's how I look at it. Because he's gonna.
So your answer is yes, then. The answer is yes. You're basically saying, like, the next person that pins him in whatever type of match is going to be the person that beats him, right?
Ron saying no. He thinks that MJF's going to continue to take losses.
Nah, nah. She not okay.
Funny question, but yeah, I guess yeah.
Nah, he's saying yes. All right, here's an easy way. In a tag match or a non-title match, does MJF actually get pinned by anybody between now and whenever he loses the title?
High probability.
I'm gonna say no. I say
It's
You think-
more on the no than the yes, but there's still a yes because he just got pinned last week and nobody saw that coming.
Right, but that's my thing is I don't think that happens again. I think this was to give a little bit of like believability that Jay White might be able to do it at the pay-per-view. But I don't think he is. And I don't think he loses. I don't think MJF loses in a tag match or any other type of match until he drops the title. I think they might lose.
Thinking,
I think he loses he has a better chance of losing the tag titles because his partner gets pinned than he does of him being pinned himself.
Right. That's all
That
saying.
sounds pretty probable.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's not going to get.
Think about
pinned.
how genius this would be, right? Like if Samoa Joe, for example, is his partner and MJF turns on him and hits him with the ring just to get him the fuck away from me. I don't want to be the tag title champs if he's going to be my partner. So let's lose him. And then Samoa Joe gets pinned by whomever they're fighting. Like, how is that not fire?
I just don't want to see Samoa Joe take any pinfall until he wins the world title potentially.
But it's fair though if his partner, who he doesn't see this coming from, also hits him with a fucking diamond ring. That's still on the level of him being choked out with the tape, and it's not in a one-on-one match, and we still believe.
You don't want to piss Samoa Joe off when you actually have him like in your back pocket. Like you don't want to. But him setting the bomb off is just like you don't want to set the bomb off when you don't have to. That's why I think Roddy is the partner because Roddy can eat the pinfall and MJF be like, yo, what the fuck, yo? This is what I get for choosing you and not going with Samoa Joe. And then that's the last laugh for Samoa Joe.
What could be interesting there, maybe Roddy just pinfall. But Roddy lays down. Roddy doesn't even get beat. He lays down because you know what I mean?
I can see that. I
don't want to get beat, so I'm gonna just pin me.
Yeah, he just lays down.
Comes up like, yo.
He lays down out of spite because you messed up my friendship with my homie over here.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think.
I could see that. Yeah,
because I just can't see Samoa Joe taking a pinfall. But
cool.
Back to the question at hand, I'm going to go with yes. The next person that pins MJF will be the world champion.
Word up.
Okay. Word.
Ringside Club.
Peace.
Thursday Night Assassins. We out.
You're